Oh,
Hi, everyone.
hello everyone. Hi. It's good to be back on stage after 2 years of virtual communication. And actually, now I'm used to have my notes on the Word document, and now I have them on my hand. So,
No more cameras, no more
no-
laptops.
and many thanks for the Reflect team to give us this chance to go back to our normal life. So actually, we work with UNDP since a long time ago now. And I have two hats. One of the hats, I'm the UNDP Youth Focal Point. And whenever we are talking about youth, I come with a package with my colleague Nadine. We both work on the implementation of the Youth Leadership Program, whereby we try to work and support the youth in promoting and advancing in their ideas. So as much as we want the youth to excel and to develop their ideas and to start their startups, we want them to think, to be socially responsible. So today we are going, Nadine will go through the social innovation, the approach, what does it mean? And then we will talk more about the youth leadership program and how we are supporting the youth. Nadine?
Thank you, Nada. So I'm Nadine Khaouli. I'm from Lebanon. I work as a youth development delegate at UNDP along with Nada, but I'm also a co-founder of a youth-led initiative called Kafe Kafak. We help people in need all over Lebanon after the pandemic and, of course, after the Beirut blasts. Also, I'm a young leader at Generation 17, a partnership between Samsung and UNDP. So what is social innovation? We usually tell our youth, the youth that we train, that social innovation is the future, is an approach that everyone should know about because it refers to the design and implementation of a new solution that imply conceptual, process, product, organizational change, which ultimately aim to improve the welfare and the well-being of individuals and community. So here we are talking about effective, efficient, and sustainable solutions. So to make the long story short, we grouped the social innovation into three main approaches: the product-based social innovation, the process-based social innovation, but the socially based social innovation. So in order to think more about the product-based social innovation, and that's where we tell our youth to focus, is to create more inclusive services. And there is a slogan for the UN called "Leave No One Behind," that everyone should be tackled. We should take everyone into consideration. We should aim to make our environment more inclusive and more adaptable for everyone. But also, we should adapt to existing services. Why not to incorporate existing models into new ones? Well, I believe that after the COVID-19 pandemic, or after everything we went through, now we are able to adapt more and more to everything happening around us. We shifted our work to virtual work. We shifted our meetings to physical meetings. So we have this power to adapt to new challenges and new problems that we are facing in the community. But the most important thing is to know what are these problems. If it takes to go on the ground and figure out what are the problems that are faced in the community, we'll go ahead and go to the ground to know what are the existing services and adapt to new ones. We should also work on changing the general focus of the efforts, if needed. If not needed, it's not necessarily to change the efforts, but to better suit the needs of the service population. Then we have this process-based social innovation, where we should observe, learn, and adapt. I keep on saying adapt, because it is a key word here. Adapt to new and innovative engagement methods with stakeholders, where in order to adapt to new innovative methods with our stakeholders, our beneficiaries in the community, we should work with people who know the community and to know who to work with. Maybe we can hire someone to produce these methodologies in order to better implement our projects. or our businesses. But we are also here talking about creating new working opportunities with different organizations. And I think Nada we will touch base here about the importance of the partnership and the importance of working with organizations together to be meeting the common goals or to be meeting the goals that we are talking about here. And finally, we should be implementing new practices, processes, and strategies. Why implementing new practices, processes, and strategies? Because here we can adapt to the working environment, with the working hours, with the strategies that we have in our organization. Well, I'll tell you an example. We work usually from 9 to 5, Nada, or 9 to 6, 7, 8.
With a virtual life?
With virtual life, it's 24/7 working modality. We used to go to the office from 9 to 5, work till 5, close our laptops, and go home. But with the COVID-19 pandemic, we started to work from our home. We couldn't imagine that as UNDP, working with the people, working on development project, working on something with the stakeholders directly, we could implement our projects from home. Well, we adapted to that. We shifted our working hours to more working hours, but also I believe here that the management, or if you have like employees working with you, you should know how to adapt to such modalities and let them feel that, how can I say it, everything will go well, just like let them act freely. And finally, we have this socially transformative social innovation, where we should address systematic issues like stereotypes, oppressions, disabilities, and create social change. Here, if it's needed, then update your services. If it doesn't include people with disabilities, then update your services to better suit people with disabilities. And I think Nada here can also give us an example from her work with youth, how people also adapt to such challenges in the society. Also, raising awareness about social issues through the product, initiatives, businesses is very important. Well, we see that sometimes, or many times, startups, before like launching, they do this awareness sessions in their community. They go out, they raise awareness about a challenge faced or something, and they tell the people about the importance of coming up with the solutions for the challenge. So here they raise awareness before even launching the product for the people out there, and then they launch the product to meet their needs. And finally, we have to learn how to change the perceptions. We look for service gaps in our community and work on them. And this is very important. Maybe here, the socially transformative social innovation is very important under our work umbrella, because as the UNDP, we usually work on looking for service gaps in the community and offer such services. Now, I will leave the floor for Nada to talk more about the Youth Leadership Program. But by the way, I'm an alumni for the Youth Leadership Program, and I was part of YLP3.
Thank you, Nadine, to go through the social innovation. So as Nadine said, she's a YLP alumni, and that's how we do the mix between me and her. So I'm the UNDP strategic management implementation, and Nadine is giving us the youth innovation spirit. So as much as I said in the beginning, as much as it is important for the youth to start their startups, it's more important to be socially responsible people. So how we are implementing this through our program. The YLP started in 2015, and now we are implementing the YLP 7, so it's in its seventh version. So every year we launch a call for proposal, and youth apply, and we work with them around 5 to 6 months in developing their ideas and starting their business. Every year we have around 600 youth from Lebanon. And now we have a network committed youth of more than 400 youth who are with us, working on their projects and being a support to the YLP family. So the YLP, there are 4 pillars for the YLP. The first pillar is we promote and support them, as I said, in innovative thinking and establishing their businesses, and to be leaders and change makers in their communities. We accelerate the implementation of their projects. We have a strong network. We have built this strong network, and of course, we take those youth everywhere worldwide to show the case of their work and to show the case that youth can be change leaders in their communities. So those are the different projects that we have on board. Basically, they tackle different sectors, from gender empowerment, climate change, community education, and health support, and of course, the civic engagement sectors. Once we work with the youth, we work with them on gender equality. We work with them first, we raise the awareness about the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, and we inform them that it is the responsibility of each and everyone to make sure that we are implementing the Agenda 2030 and the importance to be part of the implementation of the Agenda 2030. And then we work with them on gender equality. We have the design thinking, human design thinking approach that we work on it. We raise awareness about the climate change. We raise, of course, awareness about the civic engagement, social innovation, and then we do coaching and mentoring with the youth to ensure that they have started their business. So, of course, by knowing more about the social innovation, everyone, as individuals and as organizations, will learn on how to bring the voices of the voices of the communities and support the communities for better social change.
Yes, and these, I will leave you with messages from young leaders from Lebanon. I'm sure that you heard that our situation is, is a bit tough in Lebanon, and we are facing many social, economic, and political instabilities. But regardless of that, we have many youth being trained at our program. They are getting more and more information about social innovation, and most important thing, they are knowing how to be leaders and change makers in their communities. So,
and this is an example.
I will leave you, thank you, Nada, and we'll leave you with messages from our young social entrepreneurs around social innovations and the impact of social innovation on them. So we have here Rayan, Hamad, Tala, Paula, or from the YLP 6 cohort, who were getting training for like almost 1 year. Yeah, they are still being very engaged with us. So this is our presentation for today.
Thank you.
And we want to thank, of course, the youth who supported in designing the presentation, because Nada and I have this strategy to always engage the people we train with us in our program and empower them. So thank you.
Thank you, actually. So a big round of applause for the ladies. So let's see what questions we have. If you didn't have the opportunity to ask your question, you still have like a moment. Katerina already asked hers. So ladies, what is the 4th pillar of your organization? Sorry, didn't catch that. And what do you mean by design thinking? Could you please give us examples? Thanks for inspiring talk.
So basically, the 4th pillar is showing the case of the successful youth. So we take them, we expose them to different opportunities, whether national opportunities or international opportunities. They can talk about their success stories, and then, of course, learn more about and get more and more opportunities. You want to say something?
Yes, and one thing we were doing actually is before the COVID-19 pandemic, we do this big events in order for the youth to come and do some booths like this booth here, and to represent their project in front of high-level speakers, ambassadors, government representative, but also NGO representative and organization. And that's how we showcase their work and we empower them. And Nada, we also include them in our UNDP projects. So they are also included whenever it's possible in our projects.
The other part of the question was related to the human-centered design approach, which it is the approach that we use to make sure that the youth, once they are coming with ideas, they put in the center the human in the center. So this is the approach that we use while developing, while teaching, training the youth how to come up with their startups.
Yes,
Okay, let's see another question. When did you realize you have this powerful desire?
Oh
The
my
youth
God.
are the future. They are the future.
Yes.
And in Lebanon specifically, if we don't invest in youth and we make sure that the youth are staying in Lebanon, we will not have a good future. So an investment in the youth is a necessary thing to do, especially in the time being.
I understand. It's
Yeah.
challenging times.
It's very
Lebanon at this
challenging
point.
times.
Yeah. So the last question is, what makes your services stand out from others?
I think I have the answer.
You want to
Is-
go ahead?
Go for it.
I think you will agree with me is that our program is like a family program. We have this family spirit, and we treat like the participants with us not as normal trainees, but as young leaders, change makers. We always empower them. I don't know if you have another.
Actually, we
answer.
don't work with the people as competitors. We work with them as partners. So our program, once we implement it with partners, and we make sure that the youth that we have on board are not just taking trainings from us, but also being engaged in other similar programs. So this is giving them the opportunity to see that we are opening doors for others, and not we are just keeping the youth just for us. So basically.
And one last thing, after the training I got during the Youth Leadership Program 3, I went out to the community and figured out what I love. So that's where I was inspired to go and initiate Kafe Kafak, which is becoming a global initiative after being recognized by global partners. So this is where when I learned about social innovation, when I learned how to know more about the community and what is maybe the family thing in the youth leadership program, I went out and initiated my project. So also this is the thing.
Great. Thank you very much, both.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
ladies.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you.